Hello my lovely people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Janet, and if this is your first time here, also welcome. Today's workout will be focusing on your full body using a medium to heavy weight. I have gone for a 3 kilo weight in my videos, but feel free to go for a little bit lighter or a little bit heavier. If you enjoy these type of videos where it's all standing or using weight resistance for your Pilates, please let me know by leaving some comments, liking my video and subscribing to my channel. Now let's get started.
All right, team, we're gonna start with a step touch to the side with the weight in the hand. So if you wanna keep your arms down for now, that's totally fine. Otherwise, as you step out side to side, you're just pushing that weight forward and back up to about shoulder height, just in front of your face there. Keep a nice bend in the knees. Just keep your joints safe the whole time. Now, each move today will be about 50 seconds long with a 10 seconds rest in between. Of course, you can always step up the workout by not taking the rest if you want to on part or all of the workout today. All right, 10 seconds rest here, taking your leg back hip width apart. We're gonna shuffle side to side with a toe tap, and then the arm is swinging upwards past the head there, tummy muscles pulled in. So as you twist your body to the one side, you're going to make sure that foot is lifted off the ground and the knee goes with it. This is just to keep it nice and safe. Try to not glue the whole knee down. It needs to stay limber with the feet. Think about this as a side tap with the feet, and then arms going on the diagonal. As I said before, you can choose to go a little bit heavier with the weights if you found that it's quite easy, or if it's too much for your shoulders, take it down a notch. And just have a little 10 seconds rest if you need to. All right, so the moves will stay now into the rainbow side. We're going to bend the knee from side to side while swinging the arms up. If that coordination is feeling a bit comfortable, you just start with the legs first. So you're just going to go side lunges, alternating right to left, and then bringing in the arms. So whichever side is bending is where the weights will end up, and then you swing it up, drawing a big arch in the middle. Pull your belly button right in to the stomach as you start to lift, because you want your core to be switched on and tensed up as you're swinging a heavy weight above the head. That will protect your lower back and other parts of the body, sort of over rotating a little bit. Alright, since your body's a bit warmer now, we're going to go into a squat position, touching the weight towards the ground, lifting the weight above the head. Exhale as we push. Inhale, drop down. Exhale. Legs nice and wide, so you've got space for the weight to go down towards. Remember to keep your chest up, bum sticking out behind you. That will activate your glutes, squeezing your glutes obviously as you rise up, pressing with the heels of your feet. If your knees are a little bit uncomfortable today, you may not go as deep. You may not get the weights down, which is totally fine, because you'll still be effective by lifting that weight up above the head there. But if you're feeling quite good, I suggest you go a little bit lower and bring in that full range of that body. Good, resting it out. All right, so we're going to turn to the right side, go into a lunge, come into the middle, squat and push. So lunge to the right, come into the squat, push the weight up just like you were doing before, and then turn to the left. This movement requires both feet to be turning in the same direction as you're facing. So take it a little bit slower especially when you get the back foot fitted right so you don't lose your balance. And heels lifted on the back, knee dropping back towards the floor, front leg is bending at 90 degrees. So side to side we are going. The most effective exercise is being able to activate multiple muscles at the same time. So these moves are really good for your whole body because you work the legs, arms, and core and cardio at the same time here. That's it. Have a 10 seconds rest, or you can keep going, as I said earlier. All right, so we're lunging down to the right side, bending that right knee and then stepping that leg up. You can tap at my level ones if you're not into the balance today. Otherwise, you're taking that leg up and you're going to reach upwards towards the roof there. Breathing it out as you lift. Good. Working on your balance at the same time, lifting those arms up above the head. Breathe out. Try to see if you can get your knee up past the hips there if you can. Elongating out from that body. Good, having that 10 seconds rest for me. All right, we're gonna just repeat that same move now on the other side. So this time the left knee is gonna bend. And then we're gonna tap in my level ones as always with our left leg. And then level twos, you're gonna start to lift the knee. Arms go up above the head there, trying to open up through the shoulders. Making sure you're breathing all the time. I would always say breathe out on the exertion when you're putting in the maximum effort there. Good, keeping your feet a little bit wide. And then we're going to turn over to that right hand side. We're going to step your left foot out and in, knee up towards your chest. Now, option is to move the arms in and out as well at the same time as the leg. So when the leg pushes away, your arm reaches forward, and then as the knee draws in towards you, you are pulling the knees and then the arms down with it. Standing leg, staying nice and still with a little bit of bend. And it moves slowly up and down a little bit as you're coming into that knee up position. Nice work all. All right, turning over to the other side. Same thing, we're just going to do that on the left side. So left leg this time is in front, right leg is doing the tapping out and in. Remember, you can keep the arms down, especially if you've got a heavy weight. It does elevate your heart rate quite quickly when you're moving the arms away from you and pulling it in. Standing leg, obviously bending low. Knee as high as you can get it. If you're getting a bit tired today, obviously the knees might go a little bit lower. That is your option. Only 10 more seconds, team. Got it. All right, have that 10 seconds rest. So we're stepping into like a curtsy. The leg goes behind and then you're swinging the arms just downwards towards the floor on the leg that is in front. All right, as you get more comfortable with this move and coordination, you're going to take the arms up a little bit higher. So seeing how I swing my arms now up past the shoulders and then I cross down. So it's like you're crossing an X with the leg, crossing an X with the arms, scooping it down, lifting it up high. Again, tensify your core because you don't want to over rotate the shoulders and twist too much through the knees. So it's like a nice little package swinging side to side. Good, 10 seconds rest. All right, so we're going to keep that weight in the middle of the floor. Step out in. Reach the arm up. Step that right leg out and in, and then the left arm goes up, and then the left leg comes in, out, and then alternating. Right arm. So the arm on the side that goes up, that's the leg that needs to step in and out, and then swap to the other arm, and then the other leg. Obviously, drawing is, if you get confused of which side you've just done, don't worry, it happens to the best of us. I believe I do it at least once in this video where I do the same side twice. No big deal, as long as your body is constantly moving there. But remember to brace, right? Brace that body when you start to swing that arm up above the head because you want to keep it nice and safe. But it's quite a dynamic little reach there. Perfect. All right, have that moment. Right, we're coming to the floor now. We've done our standing portion. We're going to start to work your thighs. Coming down to the floor, your right arm is down. Weight on top of the thigh. Top knee goes open and close. So make sure that right elbow is just pretty much underneath your right shoulder. And you're lifting your torso upwards, so you're not sinking down. So see how my shoulder has a straight line down to the elbow? It's not rounded at the top. And I'm opening up my knee up and down. You're probably wondering where my eyes are looking. I'm looking at people walking across the room to see what they want. Good. All right, lifting up that leg up and down there. No need to open the knee too high. You want it controlled so your hips don't swing about. Good. All right, we're coming all the way down to the ground. We're still using the same side. We're still using that lovely weight. We're going to now lift up the whole leg, bent. So in clamps, your heels touch and you're just opening the top knee up and down. In this movement, your heel and knee are aligned, and then as they lift, they come up together and they drop down together. So adding a weight onto the thigh, obviously, is just adding that resistance to make that burn come through faster. If it gets too much, you can always drop the weight. Don't forget, this goes for any sort of the exercises where you're feeling like there's sharp, uncomfortable pains. You can always just not use the weight at all. But as you get stronger, I know you guys are, just keep that resistance on. Good. 10 seconds rest. Hopefully you're starting to feel that top glute now burning. All right, so the move is now the leg is straight at the top. Your toes are flexed in. And we're lifting that leg up to the diagonal, and then it just comes down in line with your hips. So notice my two legs don't really touch at the thigh. My top leg stays floating above that bottom leg because you want to keep the tension on the whole time if possible. A lot of the time in classes, people tend to just drop that bottom leg as you go down. People are tempted just to keep that leg down rather than keeping that momentum going. Of course, if you need to drop it down just to shake out the leg or have a moment, that's totally fine. But your 10 seconds will be coming up soon. Nice. All right, we're rolling it onto the back. We're coming into bridge position, lifting the arms. On your toes for my level 2s, lift. Arms go beside my ear, come back up and drop it down. So on your toes is a little bit more taxing. Of course, you can always drop your heels down. It gives a bit more stability there in your hips. But if you're okay too, make sure you're lifting that bum up high. So see how my hip line and knees are in a diagonal line? There is no drop around the belly button. Sometimes people drop their bums too low and there's like a little hollow ditch, I call it, in the middle. And that will actually sometimes load into your lower back and hamstrings, back of the legs, rather than working your glutes and core effectively. So always keep that nice lift through the hips. Nice, 10 seconds. All right, so we're doing poles bridges. So we're taking the arm up in the air, lifting that bum up as high as you can first, and then we're just gonna drop it halfway down and then lift up. Little breaths of air as you push the hips up and slowly come down. Remember not to drop the hips down all the way to the floor there. Arms optional, keep it up in the air. Of course, anytime you need to, drop the hands down if you want. Holding the weight up just above the chest. Little squeaks without that bum dropping. So also the other thing I see is when your knees go away from each other, people tend to drop the bum there. And they let the hip drop and let the lower back sag. So you want to keep that hip up as high as you can as you have started with. And just subtly move the knees away from each other. It doesn't have to be large movements. In fact, the more controlled and smaller, sometimes the more effective, depending on the body that you have and the mobility you have in your hip area. And release it. Alright, we're coming up to the other side. We're just going to repeat. So left arm is underneath, up on your elbows. Weight on the top, and let's clamp it out. So heels are touching, remember in this one, your knee just opens and closes like a door. Or like a clamp, that's what it's called. Clamp positioning. Starting to hip line, lift up past the hips, and then slowly down into the middle, up, down, breathe up. On the lift, breathe in as you drop it down. forget sort of when to breathe, when to hold. Just think about when it's the harder movement, generally in Pilates you breathe out, and then when you sort of get to relax slightly a bit more than the other move, you breathe in there. Worst comes to worst, if you get confused, as long as you're breathing, that's all that matters. Sit on your glutes, starting to work your core now. Coming off the foot in as you roll that body back, you're lifting that leg up and down. And then as you lift one leg, the arm is pushing upwards above the head. Breathe out as you lift one leg and two arms. Belly button is pulled in, because without it you find that your lower back blows quite a bit. Good. Alright, holding for that 10 seconds rest. Alright, we're going to do the twist. So we're going to lean that body back still, and we're going to lift one leg and twist the body away from the leg that is lifted. So as the leg lifts on the right, you are turning to the left and alternating through. Keep that body sitting in that V sit. So from the side, you can see from your torso to the legs, it should look like a little V, or a wider V than you would normally probably have when you're riding. And you're just twisting it out through that middle section. Really good for your waistline and your side obliques. This exercise. We're going back onto the ground. Alright, so the picture at the bottom is a level 1 where you're tapping the toes. Level 2 is you are extending the legs. So one leg goes down and the arm goes behind you towards the cheeks. Level 2 is you are just extending the legs a little bit more longer. Rather than just tapping the toes, you are just elongating out to about 45 degrees, as long as you can without your back arching. Making sure your whole back is firmly placed into the mat to keep your lower back safe, also to work your deep core a little bit more effectively if you can. Breathing out, remember, on the extension. Inhale when you return the arms and legs back into the middle. Nice. Alright, so we're still alternating the legs, but we're going to do a lift in the middle. The leg goes out to 45 degrees. We're lifting the arms, head and shoulders up, weight to the legs, back into the tabletop position. Extend, lift, extend back out, bring it back into center. So extending, lifting, extending, and drop. So just think about 3 movements all together, alternating through the legs. Arms will pretty much always do the same thing. It goes back behind your head while one leg extends out. Doing a little crunch in the middle, basically, adding that crunch. Breathe out on the crunch, especially because you want to empty out your diaphragm and work your 6-pack as effectively as possible. Alright, so we're doing the same move, but we're going to do a double leg because it's more intensive. So extend the leg out, lift up, extend the leg, bend back in. So exhale, extend and reach. Come back and in. Exhale, reach, come back. I would inhale here. If you can hold the breath, obviously for the 3 movements where your core is switched, and breathe it in when you're relaxing, go for it. If you don't want to hold your breath for that long, just think about 1 movement, 1 breath. And then come back in. So you're going to go exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, if you so wish. Otherwise, sometimes I like to hold the breath while the exertion's happening to tense up my core, and then breathe it in as my body relaxes. Nice. Alright, we're taking the arms up above the head. We're going to work your lower abs. Level 1 option, you're going to have the legs bent and just roll that back up and down because it's a little bit easier to roll. Level 2 though, legs straight up into the air, and we're going to curl that lower abs up as we lift the bum and lower back off the mat and gently lowering down. So try not to land your bum down with a big old thump, because you want to have the control the whole way through that body. Alright, so we're going to continue the roll and then a tap with the feet to the ground, roll up, tap for my level 1, roll up, legs extend if you want to, my level 2. So having the legs out nice and straight, closer to the mat is where the deep core kicks in the hardest. But again, for lower back issues, I would actually just have my feet tapped down to the floor rather than extending my legs. If you're feeling a little bit niggles there in your lower back or your core is now getting tired. But we are almost there. Just a few more minutes of work and then we are done, team, with your half an hour full body Pilates workout. Hope you have been enjoying this workout and feeling that tension and core. Have your moment. Feel free to like this video if you enjoy it. Alright, so as we exhale, we're going to reach up to the opposite knee. We're going to work that core position. Exhale, reach, inhale back in. Exhale, reach, inhale back in. Good. Exhaling, reaching out all the way to the outside there of the knee. Side to side. This is just working your obliques again there, working the waistline. Nice. Have that rest. All right, so we're going into your full sit-up. So taking the arms, level 1s, we're just going to tap to the knees. Level 2s, exhale. We're going to reach all the way up, right, without kicking the legs upwards if we can. So just taking those arms right up high, around the ears, elongating out from the spine through the crown of the head. This is your full sit-up, and your feet just about hip-width apart, toes and knees aligned. Try not to bring the knees close in together like you got knobby knees, but we're going to keep them just over the toes and reach, right? So you can always choose to do a few crunches or do a few full sit-ups and then go back to crunches. You don't have to just do one or the other. You can challenge your body and do some harder ones and nicer ones if you wish to. Nice and close. All right, resting it all the way down. We've got 2 more exercises to go. Arms up above the head. We're going to take the legs up into tabletop position and then point the toes, and we start to scissor out the legs, kicking the legs up and down. So just holding your shoulder blades down to the floor, tummy muscles pulling in. Remember, no arch in the back. Nice and fast, toes pointed. Just a miniature bend in the knees is all you need. And then we're just going to keep cycling the legs. Good. And having a moment. All right, last exercise coming up, team. We are going to drop the knees side to side. This is working, again, your obliques. So drop the knees to the front, extend the legs. Drop the knees to the back, extend the knees. Or if you don't have a front and back, you're dropping the knees to the right, extend. And then your aim is not to drop your torso, so your hips will lift, but your shoulder blades, especially the opposite side, you want to maintain it on the ground as you're flicking the legs side to side there. Tricky move with the arms up above the head, not to fall over. And that's where your stomach muscles holding you tight. Imagine like a corset or a hand just wrapping around your waistline there, holding you to the ground. And make sure the breathing is still occurring, as always. Your body needs the oxygen. Nice work, team. Elongate that body all the way out for me. Stretching it through that body. Tipping the knees to the right. Top leg a little bit more extended. Eye gaze away from the knees. We're just doing a quick stretch here if you can. And then drop it to the other side. This is a really good lower back stretch there. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Give it a roll. Slowly coming up. Give yourselves a clap. Thank you so much for joining me on your workout. I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.